I think we're gonna get this one started. Are we good? Are we live yet? Excelente. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are doing another soft launch, guys. Okay. So we are not doing anything new. This is day 24 of trying to build and grow our digital service agent. This service agent essentially starts by helping you launch your business website. It does it in less than 5 minutes. This is essentially using Claude and a few other AI models, like for zero. Be selling a service or a product, guys. The goal is to help you launch that business website and organize it, manage it, track the analytics around it, the different visitors on this new website, the leads that are coming from conversion, tracking different points as who's paying, who's scheduling appointments, what types of appointments are they scheduling with you and your business. So this gives you optics on how the business is working, and also working with your team. You can all work together to track messages, the different appointments happening, and the website, right? If they want to contribute to helping you manage that. Guys, it takes no more than 5 minutes, really. If you are working with different businesses, you're an agency and you're looking for new ways to spin up landing pages / websites for your clients, this is a really quick and easy way to do it. Now, there are tons of tools you can rely on. Even Replit today is pretty strong. Manus is also another one that's pretty strong. So you just basically chat and it helps you manage infrastructure in the background. So this is a time saver for business owners that don't want to deal with domain name services, don't want to deal with servers to host the website, and all those different details, right? You don't really need to hire out a whole company to build you, like, a super crazy website. Typically, it's the same process. It's either someone sitting there and really trying to engineer it, or they are giving it to AI to do it. The goal here is to give you the guardrails to do it yourself. So yeah, there's a little bit of like trying to figure it out using the editor, using the AI to kind of help guide you. Especially with images, you kind of have to push that a little bit more. Because especially with the AI, like if you have a specific photo in mind that you want to put somewhere, you need to essentially drive that, right? You could describe it to the AI, but that would be more complicated. Because think about this, right? You're chatting with an artificial intelligence to help you do something. If you're trying to deal with an image, you would either have to provide a URL, so a user would have to provide a URL to that AI so it knows how to properly place it, or right, the person could upload in the chat, like the photo. Our bits per second, we got 7K, so we're doing pretty good on bit rate. Cool. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to continue. So, of course, again, this could really take on the scope of many different businesses. We did a soft test of how that onboarding process looks like. We'll kind of show more about that in a second. But anyway, guys, this kind of helps you build out that landing page, depending on the business type that you are. Now, of course, there are varying needs when it comes to how your customers interact with you, right? Like if you're a venue, your customer's trying to book an event with you. So they're considering, are you available? What is your price point? What are the things that you allow and don't allow in your venue? types of services do you offer? Can you actually help me with what I need? Or is anyone on your team capable of doing that, right? If you're a plumber, you're curious, is what type of job is this, right? Like from your clients, how emergent is it? Do they need it right now, next week? How are they trying to schedule that? Do they need new parts, or are they just going to be doing like a fix up, right? Is it an installation? So you really need to know. Landscapers, of course, it's pretty similar, like availability. What do they need in terms of services? Do they want you to cut down a tree, or do they want you to just like trim some stuff, right? Like context matters from different businesses. So those are the things like you're trying to understand from your customers, from the website, to really get an understanding of why they're interested in you, right? So you don't go wasting your time, or so they don't waste their time either, right? It's a filtering process to reach people, communicate what you do, and how you can best help people out there. And we're going to try to help you do it with viral. So right now, the big things that we're going to take a focus on today is some new advertising. So we're going to test some new advertising. We're going to think about the onboarding, quality assurance. So we're going to go through that process of onboarding, communicating with the AI, try to see if we can get it to keep frame on the person's business type. So that's where I'm going to be measuring today. How do the images perform, right? So that is the big blocker that we have, right? So if a locksmith is coming to viral to build a website, we want to make sure that this experience is going to show that locksmith business like type of ad creative, or like website creatives, right? So just to nibble on this, right? So let's say I'm a locksmith, right? So I'm going to make a test account for a locksmith. So I'll just call it test locksmith, right? We're just going to keep it simple. I'm going to go ahead and jump in, right? Don't need to save this. So I am Teddy's. Okay. So it's pretty much got me. What type of I serve my neighbors and friend and just local community in Chicago. Okay, let's start there. Homeowners, property managers, business needing reliable services. Does that match my clientele? Yes, that sounds phenomenal. Right, so we're just going to build on that. So a couple of things off the bat that I noticed: the website is not adapting, so it hasn't been for the past couple conversations. It looks like it might be on mobile, but not on desktop. Okay, but that doesn't respond to the business name. Okay, it's quite weird. So we do still need to polish the onboarding experience. So that's where we'll be spending a core focus of today. And then also thinking about the iOS and how that is going to work out. The last thing that I'm working on today is referral program. I think this is going to be really strong to finding and building that group of people that will be leveraging this for their business. So we're going to think about what types of incentives and how to track it well with dashboards. So that is going to be the sort of spotlight that we're going to be shining today. So we're going to be very, very focused on the onboarding process. As you see here, we're going to be working with Claude to tune that up. So that's one big focus. Let me double tap on this. Okay, looks good. Okay, so right now, what are we experiencing, guys? So I'm going to draw on this conversation. All right, and I'm going to document what I'm seeing here across desktop and mobile browser. All right, so, okay. Onboarding process. It's not responding. The AI Copilot is not responding to the business name type image styling as designed. So we got to do some debugging. Something's not firing. Let me take a look here. Doesn't look like anything too bothersome. So I'm gonna take a hit of that chat that we had, and then I'm gonna jump here, guys. So these are 2 images that I need. All right, just gonna pop them in here. Just gonna pop each of these images in here. So these are screenshots of the desktop and mobile version of this experience. Both desktop and mobile experiences of our user during onboarding. Website preview is before focus of onboarding. This website built in real time based on conversation. Context that's going wrong. And I'm going to take a look at the log here, guys, to double check and make sure we're not missing anything here. Maybe there's something that went wrong. Okay, it doesn't look like it. I don't see any errors. Okay, I don't see any errors in the server, so I doubt anything really happened. I think it's just a user experience thing. It's probably just misinterpreting, and that's what it kind of comes down to, the AI kind of hallucinating sometimes. And it's supposed to take an action, but it doesn't. So those are the bugs that we're kind of working through. But that's the crux of what we need to explore when it comes to the onboarding. So we're gonna fine tune this. We're gonna hammer down with a nail, and try to get it to feel and look exactly as like a person should. Right? When you're jumping into this experience, guys, what we're aiming for is you having a finished product in literally less than 4 or 5 minutes, and it's very possible. It's just a couple little tiny details need to be organized well. One is like the style choice that you think speaks to your personality, your business's persona, your branding. The second piece is functionality. What are you trying to do with the business website? And that could be you want to organize bookings, you want to schedule appointments, you want to sell a product or service like directly from the website. So functionality, like how you want people to experience it and the actions you want them to take. Now, the next piece of this is the layout of the website. So that could be sections, right? So you might want a hero section that has a form at the very top of it, right? To kind of give off the, hey, like, you know, a person is motivated to take an action, like making it easy for them to take that action. The second could be like how you want to organize your pricing system, for example, or your packages, your bundles, your services, things that people will like have a good understanding of what you mean by, right? Like if you're a barbershop or you're a hair salon, there are tons of different types of services you could be offering, right? People are not all coming for the same thing, and you want them to have a good idea on the website, for example, and also for your note taking, so you know who's coming for what, and be prepared with the materials you need, and you know all the other stuff, right? So that's sort of how we're thinking about it. So the AI has to be very aware of all those things to make those decisions for you. Now, of course, like it will take in your input, but if you don't really have any input, then it has to work off of what it thinks would be great, and that's what we're working on, right? We're working on the guardrails to make sure it goes in a proper direction. But ultimately, you are the guide. But still, right? Like there's still a lot of things that it needs to be able to be capable of, such as changing layouts, the variations of the layouts, the styling, the elements on the page. So it needs to be very, how would I put it? It needs to be very like on its toes and good with its hands. Like it needs to be very creative and spontaneous in the way that it responds to you, right? So guardrails, but still AI, right? That's the whole point of AI, is that it's going to do something interesting, not something boring, like the typical, you know, software engineering we've had in the past, right? It's just been very structured. This is a little bit more creative because I think there's more people doing more, trying different interesting ways to try stuff, which always makes things interesting because people take different solutions and they couldn't do it before because they didn't have access to the tools to do it. But now with this creative thinking tool, you can pretty much visualize, validate testing. So I think we'll see a lot more websites, products, apps, social media, things like just a bunch of creative new tooling systems that a lot of people interact with, use for different stuff. Who knows? I don't. But it's interesting to watch. All right. So we're a little bit far off, honestly, from having a fully functional iOS app. We're a lot further away than we are with our web browser app. That's why I haven't really pushed on this too hard. Because also, quite frankly, it's a lot easier, guys, to test a browser app than it is to test an iOS app, because you just have to go through the application process with Apple and Google Store if you want to become an app, which is not super tedious, but it could take some time. So the quickest go-to-market is always going to be browser, because you don't need anyone to download anything. They already have a browser. They just need to click the link and boom, it's open. So it's the easiest way to test, guys. But of course, I think the app stores do have a really great ecosystem where if you build a product that's really functional, works, people will use it, right? Like it just works. But it's a little bit harder to build into your like habits and routine if it's not an app, if it's just a website, because then you gotta like remember the website link, you gotta like go use it, which is like, if you're on your phone for the most part, it's kind of hard to track stuff like that. So having an app does change the game, but yeah, it's all relative. It's all relative. It's based on timing as well. Like if you validated something enough to think it's worth continuously pushing onto it, then yeah, absolutely. So these are the ads we're gonna be testing, guys, and actually Claude, the AI, made all these. So that's another thing I'm thinking about. Like, how do maybe I potentially have something that helps the businesses that build websites also manage some of their social media. Not like manage it, more like help create creatives for them. Because the big thing is we already have like the photos, and photos are a big part of advertising or just media in general, photos and videos, of course. But if we have photos, then we can help create like a bunch of different creative styles like this, and maybe even like create a way for people to create it themselves. Just giving them access to, again, the AI, but using guardrails so it can help create good layouts, good templates based on people's input, right? So, ooh. I think I like this one a good amount, the HVAC one. I hope it speaks to HVAC folks. I think HVAC is a pretty big market opportunity. Tons of really, really big teams. Landscape as well. Tons of really, really big teams. They work with a lot of different clients, a lot of different properties. So that's really interesting. I like to name that, actually. Med spas are really interesting too, really cool. Lots of clients, lots of people want to look great. So med spas are interesting. Real estate groups as well, realties are really interesting. They have pretty big teams usually, and also, it's like they have services, of course, where they're serving people and they're trying to sell. So yeah, those are the ones that we are going to be advertising towards this week. So we're going to actually figure out how we're going to organize. So I think this is 5. So we got events, we got the HVAC home services, we got landscape, we've got MedSpot, and then we've got real estate. So yeah, we've got 5 different groups of folks that we're going to be pulling into the landing page so we can track their behavior, see what they click, how they go about experiencing the onboarding process. But of course, guys, we're going to first work on cleaning up this onboarding process. But we talked about this. We were just waiting for some feedback here. So let's take a look at this. Okay. Looks good. Looks like it understands the bottlenecks that we're seeing here. So we're going to add a business type match. Thought we already had that. Update use hero preview. Okay. All right, we're gonna give this a shot. It should be responding. Okay, so it looks like a data flow issue. The data is just not flowing to the What's going on with this camera, guys? Okay, OBS can't find it. I guess it's a different one now. What about now? How about now? Because I'm up right now. Jeez, guys. We got to make this thing happen. There we go. Make sure the data flows properly, guys. So that's one of the issues we were seeing, guys, is the data is not flowing. So we got to make sure the data flows properly to update the business types and stuff. Let's see how we're looking here. Okay, I gotta push this up. Yeah, my camera just goes out randomly, so I always gotta keep an eye on it. Make sure it's like not gonna give up. So Manus got acquired by Meta, which is pretty crazy. Actually, I was looking at their pricing. That's one thing I was thinking about. Like, I know a lot of folks like try like measure credits and like do it that way for pricing. I haven't quite pushed on that concept yet. I mean, they're a lot more fleshed out. They've had a lot more iterations than I have. This is like huge company at this point. They're Meta, pretty much now. But it goes to show the opportunity that's in the space. Honestly, I would say there's a huge ton of demand for access to this new technology. A lot of people don't really. I think we're in a bubble. I would say me myself, I'm probably in a bubble. Like in terms of how much time I spend with like AI and Claude, for example, like developing stuff. So for me, even folks that are like super engineers, super software developers. I'm sure like the way they use these tools are a lot different from the way I do. But I think there's a lot of demand from people all over the place to learn about this new technology, this new tool, how they can use it for their business, for their lives, for their friends, their family. But they don't really know how to use it, or they don't know how to apply it to different use cases. And there's a lot of demand for helping point out use cases, build guardrails around use cases, make it easy for people to do stuff with the tools that exist. So I think infrastructure is interesting to test. I mean, there's a lot of demand for servers now, right? Because a lot more people are building stuff. So I think it's like a cascading effect where there's just going to be increased demand throughout the entire supply chain, from servers at the bottom all the way up to like the different apps and products that get built. Because it would just be like now, for example, Claude is a new stack layer. Like a lot of applications are built on Claude now. I'm sure Replit will be another stack layer to some degree, where people are building applications from them. Manus probably as well, right? Us, if we get to that point as well, right? Like we'll probably be a layer where a lot of people are building businesses, but then they might build different things that people are built on top of as well. So that's really interesting thing about domino effects and how that works when you build different tools, how people use it and how they leverage it to help other people and what that experience looks like. But we're going to nail down the onboarding flow. This is taking a little bit of time, but I want to push this up to see how it responds, how the website responds to the conversation that we're having. It should be. We've tested this before, but sometimes with these things, it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and going through that iterative process to fine tune it and make sure it responds to each person uniquely, which is tricky because it's really hard to create unique interactive experiences because you're dealing with so many components. But it's possible, and the reason it's possible today is because of all these AIs that we have, which is really cool. One thing I actually want to get to a point of is such a unique, super interactive experience where like what you see throughout the entire screen is just immersed, customized to what you're thinking, or how you're thinking about trying to interact with it. Because right now it's very rigid. There's just a chat experience, and then there's the website preview, which is great. I think the preview part of things makes a lot of sense. If it could be even more creative, that would be really cool. But in terms of walking you through the artifacts that you're trying to build and what that looks like, would be really cool. If it's a website, it's a PowerPoint presentation, whatever. Just walking you side by side with what's happening. If it's an email, you're literally trying to draft an email, trying to preview what that looks like in my Gmail, and when I press send, see that respond back properly. So it's one super intelligent system that just gets it, but not just gets it, but helps you understand what's happening while it's doing it. So I think preview is really important. It's a way for the AI to show us that it understands what we're talking about, right? It's a test. It's a test stick, a meter stick for it. Do you get it or not? And if it can't visualize that it gets it, then it's really hard to build with it because you don't know what it's doing. You don't get it. And if you don't get it, it's kind of hard to rely on it. Okay. So we've got some stuff we're going to push up, and we're going to see how the main branch responds to it. We're going to see how the main branch responds. I think the iOS app should be good. I'm going to rebuild it as well. It's not doing a good job with the... Okay, it's not doing a good job with the website system. But it's also not terrible. It looks pretty clean, just looks blank, right? So that's a different issue. It's not completely cooked. Just needs to make sure it's pulling the website data properly. Once it is, okay, this needs to update as well. Guys, we're going to a different billing system inspired by just a bunch of things I've seen out there. Curious how annual plans and lifetime plans would work. So in the past, when we got clients for something similar to this, tools that were building websites for folks, we validated, I want to say, a $75, was it a $75 monthly fee plus a $50 setup fee? So these folks didn't know us. I'm sure they kind of like saw content / like resources about the product. They were interested and they were like, hey, sign me up. I need to launch a website, and I like what I've worked on at the demo so far. So once they've got the demo and they kind of like the artifacts that they created with that demo, we validated $125 with a $75 monthly and then $50 setup fee. We also got, I think, 100 plus 25, the $25 monthly plan. So those were validated without talking to any sales team. So I'm thinking of a price point around there. I think a baseline would be like $50 a month with a $50 setup fee. And the reason I say that is because the tooling system that we're going to have, guys, is going to be not just the website and the domain management, but we're also going to use calendar management, payment processing and routing between yourself and your clients. And then we're also going to be doing text message management with Twilio. So we're going to have you with the phone line, which your entire team will get access to, which reduces the silo. One issue we had running our business was like, imagine like you have co-founders or like partners that have other responsibilities, and you have to put a phone number for your company somewhere. What number do you put? Do you put the number where your number, so you're going to be getting called all the time and your co-founder is not going to do anything? And it's like all going to be on you, or like vice versa, right? Like all on your co-founder and they got to take all the calls. I mean, maybe if your team works that way, it works. If you like delegate responsibility for stuff in a sense where, you know, this person is responsible for all the calls. But typically I think when you start scaling and the operation's pretty big, you want to have like a number where everyone has access to, right? So there's no single point of failure. Someone's sleeping, it's late at night, whatever. Someone's traveling. It just creates an opportunity for anyone else to step in, or people, like it makes it easy for people to step in when they need to. So we're going to have a phone line. It's going to be very interesting to work out how, if people want dedicated phone lines, we can do that. Or if they want to just share with different people and we do the routing, that's completely fine as well, because we can handle the routing for your customers, like to make sure you get the phone call and no one else does, right? We know who's trying to reach who. So we're thinking at a $50 per month with a setup fee. And I think we validated that before. That should not be an issue because you're getting a bang for your buck. The reason I say that is because it takes the complete stress out of thinking about how to launch any business type. So, but of course, right, there are going to be a lot of things that you think about. Like, I need a website that has this specific thing. And maybe the AI can get it really quickly. But sometimes maybe the AI can't. And we completely get that, guys. It's not always going to one-shot everything. We're trying to build the guardrails in a way that it does. But to get to that point, we need more iterations from customers, from users, to learn that behavior so we can fine-tune the system to do that better. But until we get there, we just have to take our best guess based off of market research, the information we have so far, and hope it's a good enough guess to get you to that point where you can visualize like the end goal a lot easier. And if it takes us taking a couple more extra steps to push you along, then that's what it's going to be. So let's see here. We haven't got it to respond, but I'm going to. Okay. So, okay, we did kind of get a little bit, guys, here, right? Tiny bit of progress. Small progresses is always great progress. So one thing I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to go back, right? I'm going to go back because I want to push it. I want to test it. I want to make sure it's responding properly. So let's say this time around, I don't want to be a locksmith. I'll say shoe shiner. I am a shoe shiner. Okay. Sorry, guys. I got to clear the cache because it still thinks I am that person. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to say shoe shiner, guys. We're going to try a new test. All right. Test shoes. We're going to be shoes. So I'm a shoe shiner, and I need a website right now. I gotta get cooking. I gotta go shine all the shoes on my block. I gotta go shine all the shoes in Chicago. I serve the entire Chicago. Clean all shoes of all types. Sports, fashionistas. What else? What type of shoes? I do leather. I just do it all, I do it all. So we gave it some more information, right? And first thing I noticed, guys, images are not coming through on desktop. So you got to take a look at that. And again, guys, we got the wrong images. So this is what we've been battling, guys. I think we're trying to fetch from Unsplash. So let's see, right? Let's see Unsplash. All right, so where we're fetching images from is Unsplash. So let's say I'm a shoe shiner. Let's see, guys. Shoe shiner, boom, right? We've got at least one that we could use, right? So we got to fix this. We're going to take another screenshot of these two. All right, and then we got to describe it properly to the AI what's going on. I think one thing we missed last time was explaining well. Preview response. The image fetching is not doing so well. For example, in the case of a shoe shiner, we have an office photo, right? Okay, so we're gonna pull those photos in, the ones that we just got for the shoe shiner, right? So we got Mr. Shoe Shiner over here. He got a whole office. Maybe he does. Maybe the shoe shiner has an office. But in this case, I want to show the shoe shiner, not the office. Just paint the picture of shoes being shined. The goal, of course, is to get your own images in there. But before you get your own images in there, we need to communicate with the business that we understand. The AI needs to be intelligent enough to understand how to deal with images. If it can't, then I can't trust it enough to put out there in the market and go sell to people. I need this thing to work to the best ability that it could. And I'm ready to double down on advertising, push it out there because I know it could get the job done, right? So I think we're super close. We just need to polish a couple more things when it comes to the photos. So we're going to do that here, guys. The desktop version on browser doesn't show any images. The mobile shows wrong images. Show an office. Okay. Simple fetch of cache. All right, so a simple fetch, I think, of even just Unsplash would work. So it needs to go out there and basically just fetch this image. All right, it could be this image, it could be any image. Don't really care. Just need to be a shoe shiner. Yeah. Unsplash. I don't think it's working. Okay. Yes. Check errors and push. It's a very small change there. All right. So, I mean, that's pretty simple. I don't think that's too trivial, but I think the images are kind of like the last leg of the issues to fix. Now, there's some layout things we could do here with the AI, but I don't think we're quite there yet. Let's see. Okay. So we did work on some pretty recent changes. I wonder if that's it should be pretty similar, but I'm not sure. I think there might be some small variations between the two, the onboarding copilot and the dashboard copilot. Okay. We'll iterate this a couple more times. I mean, we know what we're trying to get to, so that's not a huge deal. I think it's just a matter of iterating and testing very well to make sure all of these get filled properly. I think the images is the last bit of the details we need to work on. And then, of course, we can get towards like colors of buttons and the placement of the layouts again, right? So how the AI decides what the layout would look like, what the actions that it's trying to drive is book now. Does your company say book now? Does your company say schedule consultation now? Like, what is it, right? Like, it depends on the business type. Okay, I guess while I'm waiting, guys, I will start kind of thinking about the advertising and what that's going to look like, how I'm going to package it up, organize it. So I'm testing five audience groups, pretty similar in the service category. So I think I'm going to do new ad sets. I'm going to do new ad sets and start with landscape. I think, how do we have it set up? Let's see. Website 5 minutes. We'll just say websites 5 minutes. Okay. So we got a new ad set going. Just our website. Behind the scenes of Facebook advertising. Maximize number of leads. We want to maximize the number of registrations, but I think it's the same thing. Yeah, I think it might be the same thing. Okay, we'll just stick with this. Conversion event. Complete registration. We have not sent it. Okay. I want to say complete registration, but it says inactive event. It's 7 days. Okay. I don't think we've gotten anything in 7 days. I think that might be true. I think it still might be just, I think it might just be registration. Yeah, we kind of slow down on advertising. 96. Yeah, there's no possible way it's 96. We don't have 96 leads. How do I get rid of this? Collapse. Even 12 is pretty high. Yeah, I think this is pretty accurate. I'm gonna go back. Let's see. The 25th. Okay, it still shows one. It's like pretty much one per day. Looks weird. Okay, that's fine. I think we'll just do complete registration. I think that's real. That is what we're optimizing for. Registration. Registration. Believe. Believe. So we're gonna do 5 on this one. Gotta update that. I do. Might. Okay. Why you keep doing that? Huh? Fix up. Okay, 5 times 5, 25. So we'll end up with a 25 spend on a day, which is 25 times 750 in a month, which is quite a great amount of spend. Ideally, we're getting at least 1 conversion per day on that. At the minimum, that would be great. Because, I mean, if we're going 25 and the monthly plan is 50 with a 50 setup fee, if we're converting at least 1 a day, then it's worth that ad spend. If we're not, then it's not worth the ad spend, right? So that's that's the math. But then, of course, there are a ton of other costs that we have to think about, like the AI cost, the phone number cost, and the text message costs, and any other API costs that we have to deal with, the server costs, so those things. But the question is there enough demand, right? If there's enough demand, then you could always find a way to organize the supply and cost of that. Okay, so we're gonna stick with this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Should I think about that, or just keep it open? Maybe I'll start by keeping it a little bit more open. Do why am I publishing? There's nothing to publish. Yeah, I was gonna say there's literally nothing to publish. Okay, let's go edit. Let's continue editing, guys. We're not publishing. We are editing. Okay, let's just check on the AI, see how it's doing. Okay. Cool. Okay, I get the issue. The issue was we're trying to save the image from Unsplash, but that's taking a long time because we're basically downloading and uploading to a different server. But instead, we just need to preview the image to the person in real time so they can see that, hey, we got the photo you're looking for. But while this is going on, we're going to store it for you for potential use later. Cool. That's good. That's good. I was more confused. I thought we had already solved that, but I could see what exactly was going wrong. All right, so we are going to drop in here. We're gonna drop in here these new images and display link. That's not necessary. None. I don't want to be called. I don't want to be called. I don't want to call you guys. I'm sorry. If you need help, I'll talk to you. No issues whatsoever. But I don't want to bother people. I've done it before. Like the cold calling, not even really cold calling, warm calling, let's say. Folks like leave their information and they they kind of just like forget about it, and then we kind of call them to check on them. I think one thing that would be better is just building the experience to be a lot more flexible to allow people to help themselves, so they don't have to think about needing more help. Because if people don't get it, usually it's like kind of like a stretch. You're trying to convince them, and then they feel like you're trying to sell them. And hats off to people that get it done, that like to do it. I don't personally like to do it. It feels off. It doesn't feel like me. So I prefer when people are like, yeah, I need this. I want it. It makes sense to me. This is what I'm looking for. Let's do it. As opposed to me running after them and saying, hey, you need this. They clearly don't. Clearly don't. If they did, they would line up. If they needed it, they would line up. Okay. All right, so now we want to... Okay. Just gonna do this. All right. I need your help for primary text. Primary text. Headline. Description. For Facebook. Meta. Let's say Meta. Meta ads. Towards landscape business owners. Okay. Appfolio. All right, let's see how we're doing, guys. Let's see. Yo, shout outs for the love, bro. We're using Gronk for posts and pics, short clips. 6,000 less than 3 months. Behaving. You guys in AI. I know I'm reading the chat right now. I'm sorry. I just get kind of stuck on. Just like the AI stuff. But yeah, I mean, I use Hyperliquid, bro. I use Hyperliquid. I love Hyperliquid. Coinbase has been kind of sketchy for me lately. They don't seem super solvent. I get it. They're having this whole war with the U.S. government right now with for the Clarity Act. I think they're supposed to be talking today to get a deal done. I think the issue right now is the banks are scared that everyone's going to leave them if Coinbase can give people 3% of their money. That's basically high yield savings account, but instead of a savings account, it's just a checking account. You can use it anytime. So they're worried that everyone's going to leave them and go to like Coinbase, and a bunch of other companies like Coinbase is going to pop up, and they're going to take all the yield from treasuries from them. So they're scared, they're fighting. But I like Hyperliquid. I mean, some meme coins I think are still super fun. I think the market's going to go back up. Until then, we're just going to keep cooking because, we're just going to keep cooking. I think at some point I am going to weave crypto into this. I'm thinking more about that for business, like banking stuff. So a couple issues that I thought about was one is like documenting, like starting a business, not just a business, starting an entity. So I'm going to actually write that here. An entity, starting an entity is really hard. And the reason an entity is important, not just a business, is because entities get, like, you could get a loan for an entity. You can get things with an entity. You can't get anything with a business. An entity can open a bank account, right? So you need to formalize and legalize the whatever organization it is, the business, to become an entity, a corporation, an LLC, whatever the case may be, so you can do proper banking. Now, That's where I think crypto could come in here, guys. I mean, I do want to build something that increases plumbing for people. Like, I'm thinking about this ecosystem in a really big way if we can get it to that point. But banking will 100% be a part of that, and that's why I'm helping folks deal with payments. I don't want to be in between. I more so want to be infrastructure. So if I can plug folks into like Hyperliquid and all these other protocols with their revenue and cash flow in the future, in a risk managed way, because there is a ton of risk with something like that. But if you can invest some of your profits in high yield savings, for example, let's say, or we have right. So if you have idle capital on chain, you could use something like Ondo, right? If you got big money and you want to earn like 4% on it, you can check out Ondo. It's on chain. So I mean, eventually, if I can build an ecosystem where there's enough demand for stuff like this, that's my goal. But until I get there, right now I'm just starting off with what I think folks want, at least that I've validated. I think that can build really well. And yeah, of course I can't pull it up, but basically, guys, you just kind of need to hop on. You basically just need to hop on a VPN, guys, and just do whatever you want to do. That's how it works. Just go on here. You can get one on your phone or whatever. Doesn't matter. You just gotta pop it open. Maybe they won't let me open it because I've already got their website open. Whatever. But point is, you need one of these guys. Shoot. Is my laptop cooked, chat? Yo, let me go back, actually. Yo, much love for this, by the way. This is the first time I think I've ever received a donation. I think that's what that is. Thank you. Shout outs to you, bro. That's extra motivation for the day. But I think Ondo is super cool. I think Hyperliquid super cool. Those are the ones I would look at when it comes to, if I can get my, I guess there's no, I can't be in Amsterdam today. I want to be in Amsterdam today. All right, guys, I'm in Amsterdam. All right, so I'm going to show you some stuff from Amsterdam. Okay. I'm going to show you some stuff from Amsterdam. So I think Hyperliquid's pretty cool. This is like straight degenerate stuff, guys. I wouldn't go too far into this world, but this is Hyperliquid. You can pretty much trade anything. Be careful because there's a lot of risk in the market, especially now, but you can pretty much buy anything. And it's not just crypto, guys. You can buy silver, you can buy gold, you can buy Nvidia, you can buy copper, you can buy Tesla, you can buy MSTR, Robinhood, you can buy Google, you can buy Palantir, Microsoft, you can buy anything. You can buy Nvidia, Amazon, Tesla, you name it. It's on Hyperliquid. Like Hyperliquid, that's the word. But not that I'm like telling you to go buy stuff. I'm just saying, like, if you're on chain and you want access to anything to trade, like you're not sure where to start trading, I think this is good because, well, if you can get the fees low, and Arbitrum kind of helps you get the fee low. My issue with Coinbase is one, the deposits. They eat up your deposits like nobody's business, right? When you're ready to deposit to them, they're like, "Who? Give me the money." But when you want to do a transfer or withdrawal, they're like, "Oh, I don't have the money." All they do, but like they just like are really slow about it. They kind of process it like a bank would. But like chains like Solana is great too. I still use Solana. Like chains like Solana or Hyperliquid, they don't really hold your money. It's just, well, Hyperliquid is a little bit of a funny one too. I'm not gonna lie. They take some time to to get you your withdrawals, but they eat up deposits really fast. But you still kind of get it relatively quicker than you would with Coinbase. Maybe they got my they got me, bro. I can't be from Amsterdam either. They don't want me to be from Amsterdam. Okay, maybe they have a better VPN tracking system. Maybe I just got to clear cache too. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, this is a little bit of a segue from the original plannings today, but I want to see if I can show you Ondo. If I can't, it's fine. But I think Ondo is pretty cool. Yeah, pretty much locked out of it. But anyway, the point is, everything is going to get tokenized. Everything is moving on chain. 6 months from now, you're going to see all these things that they told you was zero going to be $1 million. So have fun, happy investing. Go get your tokens. They're all going to be tokens. They're all going to be on chain. You're going to be trading gold from your phone. I mean, you already could before, but now it's going to be just quicker. They're going to accelerate everything, make it fast. And yeah, the plumbing system is going to be very, very, like, very large pipe, let's say, of funding. It's going to be flying around. Ooh, okay, it looks like it uploaded. Look at that. It takes some time, though, but let's see. All right, we're going to pivot back, guys. I don't think we pushed this. Okay. Check errors and push up. And then we're going to ask this. All right, we're going to make sure the iOS is keeping up. And then we're going to refresh and retry testing that. Let's see. Go on my channel and get you more viewers. Is this a proposition? I might be open to it. It depends on the date, the time. I kind of do these. This is kind of my way to like keep track of progress, like doing these live streams. But yeah, I basically just vibe code for the most part. We could talk about that, what that might look like. Do you have a Discord? I think that might be better for us to chat offline. Gotta see this thing. What's it doing? What is it doing? All right. We're gonna try a couple of these. Okay. No one wants the code. All right. Easiest website. All right, we're gonna try these two texts. I think that's fine. The language does not have to be crazy. I don't think anyone's really overthinking that when they're testing something. They just want to see that it works. So no amount of wowing through words is gonna change if it works or it doesn't work. Right? So that's not the core focus. It's just getting their attention, speaking the language of understanding what's going on. Spring is coming up. Right? We know landscapers are going to be in very high demand, especially like to get things done in the spring. So we're going to start warming up, start getting folks in the funnel. Let's see how far we get this. We got the ad creatives. I don't know why that one's bugging out, but looks quite all right. Yeah, the goal is to build an ecosystem here and see how far we can take it. I'm curious. Yeah, I want to get to the banking side of things. I think that would be really cool. Right now, the big things are like entity. Getting organized in your state is really annoying. Getting an LLC, getting an EIN, and then attaching that to a bank account and that process, getting verified and all those things. Super annoying, super complicated. So I'm thinking about those problems. Managing a domain and a website are the other things, and then media is another thing. Of course, we're focused on those right now, but we'll see. We'll see how things kind of shape out, how things move forward. Actually, this is supposed to be maybe placement, site source name. Placement, ad name. Okay. Cool. I think that works. That works. So UTM parameters just helps us know which ad is performing, which one's bringing people. Cool. So we're not going to publish this yet. We're not going to publish it yet. We're just going to keep it. We're going to keep it in the coffers. Wait, where are the images? Why are the images not showing? So weird. Oh, okay, it's showing-ish. A little bit weird if you ask me, but... What's this one? One placement. Which placement is this? Add into a video. I don't know if we want a video, guys. All right, we're just gonna leave that one. All right, let's see how this is doing. All right, we're deploying to production. We're gonna let that one cook, and we're gonna get it here. Next, we're going to set up the next ad. We're gonna do. Ah, shoot. We're just gonna pop out real quick, pop back in. Okay, we're gonna do a new ad set, and this one we're gonna do, let's do events, why not? This is the world we come from, guys, the events industry. So, had a venue in Chicago for about 3 years. Did a ton of experimenting with the venue, and we actually had a really good amount of success learning about business in that space. There's a ton of demand to host events, birthdays, weddings, baby showers, just a bunch of different productions. So there was a ton of demand for using a space, bringing people together, getting things done. So we learned a lot from that experience, managing a lot of events. So that kind of drove us building tools. And here we are today. Okay, that looks good. So we're also going to drop this to 5. We're not going to blow our gasket on one audience type because we don't know who's going to really push hard on this. That's why we're testing. I assume the events will do okay, but we'll see when the time comes. We'll see when the time comes. Okay. No calls, please. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and drop events in here. Okay, we got these 3 images for events. Try to keep it simple. Nothing too crazy. Let me check if yo, I got you. I'm gonna add you on Discord, and we're gonna figure out a good time. We're gonna figure out a great time to get it done. I mean, I wonder what people are doing. Do you notice other people vibe coding? If there's already demand to talk about it, happy to chat. Okay, how are we doing on the image, guys? Come on. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we're just taking a little bit of time. That's all good. While we're waiting, we're gonna check on this guy. Okay, we're still. I think we should be done. Yep, we're good. Okay. Let's see what we got, guys. I might have to do a log out. It's possible. Let's see. Okay, website still looks not proper. Shoot. Wait, go back. All right, we're gonna try onboarding one more time. Whoa. Shoe shiner. I don't know why I just like got this guy as a shoe shiner, bro. Okay. We're just gonna be a shoe shiner again. Whatever. It's fine. Who cares? Maybe I'm a shoe shiner. You know, maybe I like to shine shoes. Okay, that's not supposed to be that way, but we'll clean. Okay, we actually gotta fix that very, very soon. Into chat. Okay, so we got to do a little bit of fine tuning. So it's responding as the business name when it's not supposed to. It's just supposed to pick. Okay, I guess, I don't know. Maybe the image is trying to load. Okay, desktop looks absolutely cooked. At least in the onboarding process. Okay, we're just gonna restart the. Okay, so it looks like the image does kind of load, but okay. We'll take another look at that when we do a new fresh onboarding. It doesn't look like the image is responding either. Right. Okay, let's take a look here at Railway. See what we got going on. Okay. So these logs might be telling us something. User still sees office or shoe shine and image. Okay. So a little bit more feedback with some data trails. Let's see if we can catch it, what's going wrong. But I mean, we're able to do this, right? Garner images for different types of business types. So that's the concept in onboarding, is to make sure that we are doing that efficiently on the fly. So the edge case really is like scenarios where we don't have the image already pre-saved and we have to go do the fetch. That's what we're working on right now to make sure, like, if a business type is not defined in our system, we can go do that search, pull it together, and organize the types, the different images that we have access to to help people launch that website. Okay, so we got our different ad pieces that we're gonna set up. Looking not bad. Looking not bad. All right. We need similar ad copy for event business owners. Menus, decorators, etc. Okay. Something similar here. Too many tabs open. Gotta close those. Ooh. All right, let's see. All right, we're gonna try these two. All right, we'll try this one as well. It recommends 1 and 5. So I'll try 5 as well. Okay, now headlines. I like this one. Like this one as well. Okay, we're gonna try these 3. And then description, unfortunately we can only choose one, but just gonna do this is a pretty good one. Cool. Learn more. Add music. Get the vibes going. Let's see how we can get it going. Okay, we did this before. Site source name, placement, campaign name, and ad name. All right, we're gonna track those when they come through. I want to know where, which ad, what's working, what's not working. All right, so this is gonna give me a good idea of what that is. Let's see. Some placements are so weird. Okay, we're not gonna publish this yet either. But we've got 2 now. 2 out of 5. Pretty set up in draft. We got landscape and events. Okay, we're gonna fix this. So one thing is we don't want to launch this until we have the onboarding process working well. Like really well. Really well. All right. Right now we are going to make sure this is working. We got to test that and then make sure this is also pushed in. Oh. All right, that's fine. We'll just continue chugging along, guys. We're gonna create a new ad set. This time around, we're gonna go after our home services. Let's go. So I'm gonna do HVAC. Whoa. No. New ad set. HVAC. Website. 5 min. Let's go. Let's go. Single website. We're just doing website only, guys. Pretty sure it's registration, guys. And the reason I think that is because that's what we're tracking. That is the crux. Website completed registration. I guess. I think so. It's been a pretty slow month. I think just 5. And most of the 5 happened in the beginning. Like the first week. And then after the first week, we just kind of went quiet. Is there a chart somewhere? Let's see, website registration. Whoa. Okay, that one. That one. So it seems like January 30th was like our hot season. Like these days, the 27th through the 30th, through Feb 1st, we had 5 registrations, boom, and then boom, straight to 0. So something was working and then just stopped working. But I think we learned a little bit from that ad, which was pretty basic. Now we're a little bit more focused at specific types of businesses, and we'll see how they respond to that. Hopefully we can kind of pull some folks in. Okay. I'm gonna try this. A couple more things to clean up. While we're doing that, we're gonna focus on our ads. Take it one step at a time, continue iterating. Once we got the ads pretty much set up, we're just gonna completely focus on the onboarding experience, make sure the images are working well. And once we can get the images working, then we'll launch the ads. Easy as that. Okay, I don't know. We got a duplicate. That's fine. Let's finish this first. Yeah. So this is what makes me believe there should be registration. We'll change it if it's not. Okay, we're not gonna publish this. We're just gonna. We don't gotta close it. We'll just go here. None. Don't call me. New images. All right, this time around we're doing HVAC. So we gotta do home services. Okay, I don't think it completely understands what I mean. We push this context. Okay. Okay. That needs to be done. Needs to be done. Images need to be done. Not a single piece of letting go, taking a step back on that. Non-negotiable that it needs to work. It's non-negotiable. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Whoa. Okay. One last one. We're gonna edit this one. I really want to jump into like just seeing user activity again. It's so addicting to see people use like something that you built and like play around with it. So addicting because it's like you just kind of sit there and watch. It's like, why are they using this? What are they doing? What do they need? Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. Okay. Next, let's do it for HVAC owners. Home services. Okay. I think I might be just eating my complete internet right now. Oh, we're at 7K kilobits bit rate. So we're doing pretty good. The stream has been pretty good. I'm very happy with the results so far of the stream quality. It's been pretty good. And today we got our first chat revenue from Solo TV 84. Shout outs. We might do a feature on his channel. But the stream quality today does not look bad. We're not seeing any lagging, so that's something. This is excellent. Thankfully, stream is healthy. Stream is healthy, guys. All right, onboarding needs to get expedited ASAP. Testing is pretty slow, but essential. Okay. So now we need HVAC stuff. Let's see if we can get this. All right, let's clean this up actually before we jump into that. One thing at a time. We're gonna do 3 for this one as well. Okay, let's see. Let's focus on this. We're gonna nail on the website language. Yeah, I think the website language is what we need. Not necessarily focused on like the jobs. Of course, the goal is to help you get jobs, but the website is serving a stronger purpose than just that. Okay. All right, we got the third one as well. Okay. We're gonna try these 3, and we need a description. Ah, perfect. First one. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna test this for the HVAC. Okie dokie. What we got, guys? It's looking pretty solid, I gotta say. Not bad. There are a lot of things to improve, of course, but that's life. I think maybe I should turn language on all of these. I'll take another look at it. Okay, parameters, site source, placement, campaign name, ad name, apply. Woo. And again, we're not going to publish yet. Let's jump in here. Jump back and forth. So now we got 3. 1, 2, 3. We need a 4th. No, not a new campaign. Jeez. Okay. Oh, okay. I see you. Okay. So this time around, we are going to be... Actually, let me just check on this one time real quick. Make sure it continues its workflow. Unsplash. Do I have an API key? Let's see, guys. Do I have the API key? Could be an issue. Oh, one too many backs. I do have an Unsplash access key. Okay. Whoa. Come on. Next we're gonna do. So we've got HVAC, we've got events, we've got the landscape folks. So next, guys, we're gonna do med spa. So we're gonna hit up our med spas. So our med spas website 5 min. 5 minutes. Getting it done in 5 minutes. Okie dokie. Drop this to 5. Now I know they're like, oh, you should spend more. But we'll spend more when we get validation from that audience group that it is worth investing more. So if you're a part of this or audience group and you need stuff like this and you see this, yeah, go use it. That will motivate me to increase the advertising on it. None. Let's set up the ads, guys. We got to get the images in there. So after this, we got one more and we're pretty much done. So we got these 3 images. I actually can't wait to launch this. I think this is going to be a huge step forward. Guys. Once we get this launched, we're going to have tons of businesses running with a bunch of different websites, a bunch of their clients using these websites, tracking all the analytics for all these different businesses, seeing how the ecosystem is moving, how it's growing, how different business types respond. It's going to be amazing. Now, one thing that I'm going to have to spend a lot of time on is the AI sales qualifier at some point. I'm not too worried about that right now. The big focus, again, is the website. But once that is very packaged and the experience from onboarding to the dashboard is very organized, especially with the images, then my focus is going to be on the inboxing system, which is how we will help our business owners communicate with their clients, either directly from them just doing stuff like going in the inbox and sending a text message or sending an image or a video to their clients, or the other side is how potentially our AI could help them during their busy hours. So busy hours is like, let's say it's 10 p.m., 11 p.m., midnight, whatever, and you have a customer reaching out to you from your website. You're not awake. You don't want to do it. No one wants to do it. But that person has questions. That person needs help. They want to schedule a time, whatever the case may be. This could help push them along in making that decision to host their event with you or book you for your services, because your AI can help you answer questions, can help you organize things, schedule things for you, your team, different members, right? So that's the next pivot point, will be on the messaging system and making sure it is well oiled, it's working well enough to handle customers, the conversations, the interaction, how it goes about doing it. But before we get to that point, we're making sure the front door, which is the website experience, is crisp and clean. And we'll work our way to the back end and the messaging system. Oh, we pretty much ran through the music. We're out of music. Okay, med spa. Focus on med spas. Twelve med spas within 10 miles of you. Yo, what's going on, guys? What is going on, guys? What is this? What is this? Okay. No. All right, we need one last description. We're gonna throw that in. That was pretty good. This one's pretty good too. Cool. I like this one better. Call to action, learn more. Now we've got that going. Music, all that. That's nice. Looks good. Okay, we got the med spa. I'm going to turn languages on. Why not? Tracking. Reload the page. Okay. Weird. What about now? Cool. Campaign source, site source, placement, campaign name. And this is, guys, to track where people are coming from. You'll see the UTM parameters that I'm adding, the URL parameters. If we go to an analytics system for the app, all right, let's go down to someone that's not me. This was direct. Go further back. I think we said how do I show more sessions? Let's show most activities. Let's see. Oh, surprise, shocker, it's me. But we did have a couple. I wonder which ones are being hidden. Let's see. Okay, it's gonna be really hard to pull out the UTM parameters. That's so odd. Yeah, that's weird. We're only gonna have 4 days worth of recording. I would assume more, but that's fine. We'll show that at a different time. But basically, the UTM parameters will show up here. It'll show you like what link they clicked to get to your landing page. And what that does is it helps you understand which ad is working. So that's why I have this here. So let's make sure nothing broke when we refreshed. Looks good. Looks good. All right, we got 4 of these now. We're not gonna publish yet. I'm just gonna jump out, jump back in. So we got 4 of these. I wonder why this doesn't show. Does it have the images? It should. Huh. Never saved. Very weird. Very weird. Okay. So we gotta redo this. Fun. Super fun. I love that. Gotta redo it. Isn't that amazing? It's so good. Oh my god. That sucks. Okay. That's fine. Do we have to re-upload the HVAC? Looks like it, guys. Looks like it. Very weird. Wow, we gotta redo HVAC. We just did HVAC. That's fine. Gonna wait for this to process. Let me kill a couple of these things. Loading's a little slow. Does not help that I'm streaming, of course. So, okay, we're almost there. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. Okay, we need that image. This image, cool. This one looks pretty good. Okay, we're gonna redo it. No problems. We had 3. I forget which 3 exactly, but I think it was this one. We're just focused on the website offer again. All right, let's try this one. Why not? Okay, now we need headlines. try this one. I think these two are really strong. Third one, let's see. We'll do this one. And we've got our description as well right there. So we're gonna grab this one. Boom. Cool. Call to action, everything's good. Looks good. I think the issue was we had two tabs open, and that just messed with things. No matter. Looks good. And we got languages on. And then we'll drop the UTM parameters. Okay, we've got our URL parameters. We're going to verify the edits. Make sure it saves. And then we're going to jump out. All edits saved. All right, now we're going to jump out and test it. Okay. So we're actually gonna take a look at the other ones, make sure the other ones are fine as well. Turn on language if we need to. Events look okay. Med spas look okay as well. Landscape looks okay. Okay. Let me check the languages, make sure. Languages, med spa, languages, events, languages, HVAC, languages. Okay, they all look set. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're gonna jump out and jump back in. We got these 4 set up, looking pretty good. Got one more to make. And our last one, guys, is going to be real estate. Website, 5 men. Okay, so we need to be a lot more specific with the images. So I'm gonna push on that, see if we can get that to open that up a little bit more. It will drive some cost higher from our current scope, but I think it's worth it for conversions. You know, folks just want things to work, and I get that. Okay. I gotta test those as well, make sure the pricing is okay and not all over the place. Okay, throw this in. Don't call me. I keep saying that, but like low-key. Call me if it's like, yeah, for real. Like if you're like actually motivated, not like just because, you know. And I feel like most people feel that way. Most of the business owners as well. So you're not alone. No one wants a random ass call for whatever reason. I do have to put up some videos today, but I have not yet. So my channel is, I've been testing a lot of YouTube content, especially shorts, and they have been generating some interesting amount of revenue, enough to where I would invest in doing it. Not a ton of money, but enough to keep me interested. So I've been testing that. Testing shorts, especially short videos, have been doing really well. 20,000. I don't think it's 20,000 views in the last 48 hours. I might be wrong. Maybe we have gotten that far. Okay. Well, yeah, 18,000 in the last 48 hours. And if I go to content, most of that has been from short videos. Not all of them are engaged views. I think just this amount is probably real. But we've learned a little bit about how YouTube pays for different types of content, which is interesting to think about. I find YouTube interesting because some of the videos you create will generate revenue in the future. So it's like planting a seed almost. But the shorts are really interesting because they earn about, I want to say 14 cents per short video. It kind of burns out pretty quick. So like the first day you earn like 14 cents and it kind of plateaus there, at least for me currently. It's about 27 cents per 1,000 views, roughly around 12,000 views. So not a ton of revenue being generated from videos, but a lot of these videos I don't really spend a huge amount of time working on. I have a tool here that helps me clip. So if you're a clipper, this is something that I've been working on to help me clip. I wonder how you clip. Are you using Opus? I use Opus as well. I don't even know what the real trade-off is. Am I spending more than Opus or less? I gotta think about the economics. But I do like the fact that it's customized to me. I have all the APIs I need, and I basically don't have any limits. I can just go at my own pace. So let me actually try to get the NFL video going. See if I can get that one. There were a couple I did last night, but I don't know if it generated. Okay. Let's see if I can get the Real Madrid game going. Yeah, I do have to flush the rendering system. It's pretty stuck these days. Okay, gonna finish this up. The real estate one. This is the last one, last ad, before we refocus on the onboarding process. Clean that up. Okay. Last but not least, real estate agencies and investment groups. I like this. It'll be really cool to work with agencies that have multiple real estate agents and just give their website superpowers. Okay, let's see what it thought about. Okay, cool. That's what we need to verify. Yeah, Unsplash needs to work. It needs to be working. Okay, so the second one we need is deal flow. I love those word choices. Cool. We're gonna use these three. I think these are pretty good. Music, animations, all the good stuff. Okay. What we got, guys? What we got? Languages are good. Site source, placement, campaign name, ad name. We got it. Apply. We're gonna make sure everything looks good. Make sure it saves. Okay, where are we at? All saved. Okay. One last thing we're gonna take a look at, guys, is make sure our budget system is set up well with the right conversion, registration. Okay. HVAC looks good. So events. Event looks good. Real estate. Real estate looks good. Med spa. Med spa looks good. Landscape. Landscape looks good. Cool, guys. Okay. So we've got these all set up. All ad sets are ready to roll. 5 of them. Actually, we're going to publish all of them. We're just going to keep the campaign off. We're just going to keep the campaign off. Let's see how it's going to go. Cool. They all look good. Campaign's off. Ads are on. We got it. So these are on, and this is off. Okay. Cool, guys. Now we are going to Now we are going to take a look at the onboarding process again, make sure the Unsplash changes are going to actually stick. Okay. Uh, Okay, for my next test, I'm actually going to test for these business types specifically that we're going to be advertising for. I think that matters probably more, honestly, guys, than the super fine-tuned tweaking I'm trying to do for very, very wide sets of businesses. Right, Shoe Shiner is very broad, but I do want to get it to the point where it's pretty responsive to like people in general, not just like a couple business types. But that's one thing to think about, right? Okay, so right now I'm just gonna test landscaper and see what that experience might look like. We'll test our 5 business types. See what we were working with. Okay. Just gonna skip to mobile experience. First image, pretty bad. Okay, so let's actually fix this really quick, and then push up, and then retest. We'll start from there because we have addressed a couple issues already. Like this issue we addressed, but we haven't pushed up yet. So it's probably worth doing that and then testing. And then we'll work on these issues. But as you see, we are seeing at least some images are looking pretty good. It does kind of tell you a little bit more, right? So. Okay, cool. So it kind of gives us a better step forward. The images are doing a little bit better. Yeah, we haven't tested it yet. Okay. We're gonna set up Pixel API. Just get it up. Why not? Free image and video API. If you say so. Let's get going. Actually for today, I think we might cut the stream here, guys. This has been a pretty good stream. It's going pretty long now, so I think we're good for the day. We're on day 24, almost day 25. Day 27 is going to be amazing. Day 30, and we're going to just keep going. The goal is to launch this new offer with these new audience segments. Clean up the onboarding process, make sure we're using better imagery. This first image had an issue, but better imagery and just better layouts, better organization of the website, and making sure we're getting closer and closer to the ideal state before we go ahead and push that into an iOS app. And when we do push that into an iOS app, guys, we'll work more on the price discovery system, how we price, and how we basically scale the company from there. And to do that, we'll think about a couple things. We will think about the website product, the media product, the experiment with how to manage entity structuring and domain management and banking, plumbing, so access to bank accounts, debit cards, credit cards. And we're not going to build these from scratch. All the systems already exist. The goal is to help you connect the systems to one ecosystem so you can easily manage your business. So that's going to be the North Star. We're going to keep working on that. And this week we'll have some amazing tests with these 5 business types, and we'll learn a ton about how people are going to use this. But first, we need to fix the images and make sure the layouts are used correctly and just very creatively. And once we have that working really well, then we'll feel a lot more confident in advertising more to people and really putting this product out there, because we're more confident more people will use it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Anyway, guys, this is a beautiful, amazing stream. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. We're going to keep the days going. We're just counting up. All right. Peace.